Nearly 2,000 years ago, a man exiled on a small island wrote a message that would change history forever. A book filled with terrifying visions, monstrous beasts, horsemen who herald war, famine and death, and a mysterious number that still sends chills down our spines today: 666. For centuries, millions of people have tried to decipher its meaning. Some believed it announced the end of the world. Others thought it hid a secret message for future generations. But what does Revelation really say? Is it a prophecy of the future, or a message of hope hidden among symbols? Today, we'll uncover the truth behind the most enigmatic book in the entire Bible. The author of Revelation was a man named John. According to Christian tradition, he was exiled to the island of Patmos for preaching the message of Jesus Christ. It was not a voluntary journey. It was a punishment imposed by the Roman Empire. Far from home, surrounded only by the sea and the rocks, John lived isolated from the world. Yet it would be precisely there that he would receive one of the most extraordinary revelations in history. In that era, Rome ruled the known world. Its armies conquered entire nations. Its emperors demanded to be worshipped as gods. Those who refused were persecuted without mercy. The early Christians lived in hiding, knowing that any accusation could cost them their freedom or even their life. It was in the midst of that climate of fear that Revelation was born. When we hear the word apocalypse, we immediately think of destruction. But that idea isn't entirely correct. The word comes from the Greek apocalypsis, meaning revelation. It doesn't speak only of the end. It speaks of unveiling a truth that had remained hidden. Every symbol, every number, and every vision had a very specific purpose for those suffering persecution. It was a message of hope disguised as mystery. Suddenly, John beholds an open door in heaven. A powerful voice invites him to enter. The first thing he sees is an indescribable throne, surrounded by a radiance beyond comparison to anything in this world. Lightning, thunder, and a vast sea of crystal surround the throne. Thousands of angels worship the Creator without rest. John realizes he is beholding the very center of the universe. While John beholds the heavenly throne, something catches his attention. In God's right hand, there is an enormous, ancient book. It is written on both sides, but it remains completely sealed. 7 seals prevent anyone from opening it. Then a mighty angel asks, in a voice that makes heaven tremble, "Who is worthy to open this book?" Silence falls over all of creation. No one seems to have sufficient authority. John begins to weep, convinced that the mystery will never be revealed. "Tudo está a punto de comenzar." But one of the elders says to him, "Do not weep." Then a lamb appears. It looks as though it had been slain, but it is alive. All of creation falls to its knees. Millions of angels begin to worship him. For only he is worthy to open the 7 seals. That lamb represents Jesus Christ. With absolute authority, he takes the book. Heaven holds its breath. Everything is about to begin. The first seal is broken. A white horse emerges from the horizon. Its rider holds a bow. For centuries, some interpreted it as conquest. Others believe it symbolizes the deception that precedes great tragedies. The second seal is broken. Now a horse appears, red as blood. Its rider raises an enormous sword. Wherever he rides, peace disappears. War begins. The third seal releases a black horse. Its rider holds a pair of scales. It represents famine, scarcity. Food becomes unattainable. Despair takes hold of entire peoples. Finally, the fourth seal opens. Out of the mist emerges a pale horse. Its rider has a name. Death. And behind him, Hades follows. No image in Revelation has struck humanity as powerfully as these 4 horsemen. The following seals reveal a moving scene. Thousands of people dressed in white stand before the heavenly altar. They are those who lost their lives for remaining faithful to their beliefs. They await the day when all injustice will be judged. Then, the most unsettling moment arrives. The Lamb breaks the seventh seal, and something unexpected happens. The entire heaven falls silent for a few moments. Absolutely nothing can be heard, but it is the calm before the storm. Because now the seven trumpets that will change the destiny of the world are about to begin. The silence ends. Seven angels slowly step forward and take their place before the throne of God. Each one holds a golden trumpet. When the first one sounds it, the sky darkens and a rain of fire and hail falls upon the earth. The second angel sounds his trumpet, and a huge mountain wrapped in flames falls into the sea. The waters turn red, and marine life disappears. With the third trumpet, a blazing star called wormwood descends from heaven and contaminates rivers and springs, turning the water bitter. Then the fourth trumpet causes the sun, the moon, and the stars to lose part of their brightness. Darkness covers the world. These are not mere disasters. They are warnings announcing that history is drawing near a decisive moment. Para oprimir los pueblos. Then John beholds a terrifying vision. Out of the raging sea emerges a gigantic creature. It has 7 heads, 10 horns, and upon each horn, a crown. Its appearance combines the strength of a leopard, the ferocity of a bear, and the jaw of a lion. The beast is given power to rule over the nations and to persecute those who remain faithful to God. For centuries, this image has been interpreted in different ways. For many scholars, it symbolizes the empires and rulers who use their power to oppress the people. Then a second beast appears. Its mission is to convince people to worship the first. All those who accept its authority receive a mark on the hand or on the forehead. Then one of the most famous numbers in all of history appears. 666. For generations, it has been linked to theories, conspiracies, and prophecies. However, many historians believe this number concealed a coded message for the early Christians. Through an ancient system called gematria, the number could correspond to the name of Emperor Nero, one of the greatest persecutors of Christianity. Perhaps 666 was never a prediction about our time, but a secret message for those living under Roman oppression. The forces of good and evil advance toward their final confrontation. The place receives a name that has been etched into humanity's memory. Armageddon. Kings and armies gather for the final battle. Heaven opens. Millions of angels descend with a radiance impossible to describe. What seemed like the triumph of evil ends up becoming the moment of its definitive defeat. The beast and the false prophet are vanquished. Darkness loses its grip on the world. After the battle, everything falls silent. Then a great white throne appears. Before it gather people from every age. The books are opened, where their deeds are recorded. Every human being stands before the Creator. It doesn't matter what wealth, power, or fame they had in life. Only what they did with it remains. It is one of the most solemn and momentous moments in all of Revelation. After the final judgment, John beholds a completely different vision. The destruction has ended. Fear disappears. Before his eyes, a new heaven and a new earth are born. Everything we once knew has been transformed. Suffering no longer exists. Wars no longer exist. All of creation has been renewed. Revelation, which many remember as a book of terror, begins to reveal its true message, hope. Then one of the most beautiful images in the entire Bible occurs, that an extraordinary city descends from heaven. The New Jerusalem. Its walls shine like precious stones. Its streets seem to be made of pure gold, as transparent as crystal. Its enormous gates are formed of giant pearls. It needs neither sun nor moon. The glory of God illuminates every corner. It is the representation of a restored humanity living in perfect communion with its Creator. John then hears a promise that has comforted millions of people for centuries. God will wipe away every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death, nor pain, nor sickness, nor mourning. Everything that caused humanity to suffer will disappear forever. After so many visions of war and destruction, Revelation ends with a promise of eternal peace. For nearly 2,000 years, every generation has believed it was living through the end of times. Wars, PAMICS, economic crisis, natural disasters, technological advances. Every era has found in Revelation a reflection of its own fears. Perhaps that's the reason this book continues to inspire such fascination. Its symbolic language allows every generation to find in it questions and also hope. Beyond the interpretations, its central message remains: evil will not have the last word. Revelation was not written to sow fear. It was written to remind us that even in the darkest moments, a promise of hope exists. Perhaps we will never fully understand all its symbols. Perhaps some of its visions will remain a mystery. But its message lives on. After the darkness, light always comes. And now we want to know your opinion. Do you believe Revelation describes events that are still to come? Or do you think it's a symbolic message for all generations? Leave us your answer in the comments. If this documentary helped you better understand one of the most fascinating books in the Bible, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Thank you for joining us. See you in the next video.